Hello YouTube fam, welcome to Monetary Makeup with Danielle Nicole. Today we are going to be trying some of the new Elf Electric Mood products that they recently released, which include the Shimmer Stick, a lippy in the shade Elle, the Electric Mood Pitizian palette. I'm sure I completely botulated that name, so apologize for that, but this palette right here, and also the Electric Mood and Tove Lo Glassy Skin Balm right here. And I'm really excited because I'm pretty sure one of these products is actually a dupe for Danessa Myricks products, so we'll have to see as we apply these products together. I'll be swatching them for you, putting them on my face, and I'll also be doing a wear test at the end so you can see how these products lasted on my oily, dehydrated skin. I am all about quick, easy makeup for those that are over 30 with changes to your skin, with texture, fine lines, all of that good stuff. So easy, quick products, that's what I'm all about. And while we review those products, I'm going to talk to you all about the new child tax credit that is set to start in July of 2021. So if you're excited to get started, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and let's get started. Okay, so just so you all know, I do have all of my base products on. Everything will be linked below, which include foundation, my eyes, all of that good stuff. So that'll be down below, as I said. So let's start off with this Electric Mood palette. And just so you all know, I do typically like to try all my products out first. First impressions are fun, and I definitely will be doing them on this channel, but I do find it's more helpful when you get to the chance to try out products a couple of times before you actually go on camera. That way you have a little bit more of a base to how these products work with other products. So let's start off with the bronzer shade, which is right here. And I'm going to be using my Shot Miss A sponge. And I don't know, have you guys tried these sponges? I just discovered them from Shot Miss A, and they're $1. I think a whole pack, you get, I think 8 of them for, I don't know, $5 or $10 or something like that. They're really good. So again, I'm all about quick, easy makeup, so I'm just going to dip a little bit of this bronzer into my sponge here. And I do have fair to light skin with a cool undertone, so I'm curious to see how this is going to look. So let's zoom you guys in. So let's just start off with the cheekbone here. Wow, that is a lot more pigmented than the Elf Putty bronzers that just came out. Just something to keep in mind. I can definitely do a review of those for you guys too. I'm sorry that I have this huge light above it shining off, but I am just getting started on YouTube, so give me a little time to get accustomed to the lighting and everything. Wow, that is really nice. Okay, so that is looking really nice. I guess I wasn't expecting to like this product. Just to be honest, because I'm so pink and cool tone, most bronzers I try are extremely orange. Do any of you guys discover that most of your bronzers are orange and they just do not work for your undertone? I definitely experienced that myself. All right, let's put some on the forehead. Yeah, I want to compare these to the Putty bronzers for you guys, that way you can see the difference. These are just so much more creamy, which isn't saying the Putty bronzers are bad, it's just they're definitely more of a cream to powder finish, where these are not like that. Now I have a 5 head, as they say, so I bring this down quite a bit on my forehead. Bring it up to the temple a little bit. Get a little bit more. Okay, so I'm finding with the bronzer itself, I would recommend going in with a light hand and building it up as opposed to just going ham initially, because it's so pigmented, which is a good thing. Just going to put a little bit on my nose. Normally I would do a contour shade, but we're just using it all over today, quick and easy. Okay, and I'll show you guys in natural lighting too, but just while we're here, this is what it is looking like, the bronzer from the Elf Electric Mood collection. I like it. It's very nice and creamy. Okay, so next, I'm just going to use my fingers and I'm going to go in with the lighter, more coral shade. I think this is going to match my skin tone just a little bit. And for this, I'm just going to take my finger in here and add this right here. Yeah, same thing. So not quite as creamy as the bronzer, I'd say, but definitely very pigmented. All right, let's go in with this side. Oh yeah, can you see that? I put a little bit too much on that side. So let's get that blended out a little bit. Now, I live in Michigan and we have this huge heat wave right now. So I'm normally not this this pink and red, but just because it's so hot right now, all the blood is rushing to the surface of my face, so just have to ignore that. Okay. So yeah, very pretty coral shade. I think this palette would be great to travel with too. That way you don't have to take a highlighter, a bronzer, a blush, and all of that. Okay. So next I actually have two highlighters. So there's this highlighter in here, which I'm actually not going to be applying this to my face today. I will include it in the swatches. I'm going to be going in with this Glassy Skin Balm because I'm curious if this is a dupe for the Danessa Myricks Dew Wet Balm, and this is in the shade Clear. As you can see, I use this almost every day. I love that glass skin, natural, dewy look to the skin. Even though this is very controversial, but even though I have oily skin, I find when I wear products more base for dry skin, and I don't even use powder, in fact, it actually makes my skin produce less oil throughout the day. And also, when I don't set with powder, especially with concealer or blush, you can just go back in throughout the day and just kind of tap that out. And once you start to hit your 30s, comment below if you can relate to this, but all of a sudden my skin completely changed in texture. I started to get fine lines and all of that good stuff. So let's start off with the Elf Balm, and I'm going to apply that to my left side, and then we'll apply the Danessa Myricks one to my right side. And I'm just, same thing, going to use my finger. And if you are a makeup artist and you want to use these products, I would just take a little spatula and scoop out a little bit, put it on your palette, and you'll be good to go. All right. As I said, I love glowy, dewy skin. So I'm going to apply quite a bit right there. So this is, it is a balm, but it's pretty, like if you dip your finger in it, your finger just kind of runs over the surface. You know the KVD Good Apple Balm? I mean, you touch that and your finger just goes straight in. This is not like that. It's a little bit thicker in the pan, but it's going on almost like nothing. Let's put a little bit on the brow bone too, because I did not put any highlighter up there today. So let's just get her done. Okay, so can you see that natural glowy sheen? Oh, I love that. And to be honest with you guys, I think this is one of the most underrated products that this Electric Mood collection has. I don't see too many people talking about it, which is why I wanted to review it for you guys. Okay, I could just sit here all day and apply this, so let's move on. Okay, so now let's go in with my much loved Danessa Myricks Dew Wet Balm in the shade Clear. And let's apply that to this side. Now this consistency is much thicker for sure. So you can tell that you have this on, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, I can't feel the Elf highlighter, but I can definitely feel this one when I wear it. But it doesn't bother me because I love the glass skin look. Okay. Same thing. Let's apply this to the brow bone. Okay, so I'm actually going to try and see if I can put a little bit on the right side of my nose and Cupid's bow as well. Alright, put the Elf one on this side just so we can kind of get a comparison here. I like both of these. Alright, let's get a good look. I don't see a difference. I will give you guys an up-close shot in natural lighting so you can see as well. But so far they're both looking fantastic. Oh, and this Elf Electric Mood one I believe is $8 or $10. I think it's $8. And the Danessa Myricks one is $22. Something I do want to point out, when you look at the price per ounce, the Danessa Myricks is cheaper, but you know, not everyone wants to spend 20-30 bucks on one highlighter that they're not going to use. I've literally used this every day for probably 8 months, and I obviously put a good dent in it, but there's still a ton of product left. So if you're looking for an alternative so far, I would say it's a good alternative, but let's do the wear test and see. Okay, so next let's go on with this sheer stick in the shade Elle. I believe there's only one shade of this, but it's called Elle. And I actually picked this up because it looked to be more of a cool tone red, so let's see what this looks like. Wow, I'm afraid it's going to be so bright. Do you see that? That's okay though. Okay, this feels just like a balm. I was expecting it to be more like a lipstick, but no. Okay, I really like this too. I was expecting this to be extremely pigmented, especially like how the bronzers and the blush were, but it really is a sheer stick. I would say it definitely does have more of a cool red undertone, which obviously for me is perfect. I don't expect the lippy to last very long, but that's okay. Throughout the day, I don't mind if I just have to apply a little bit of a sheer stick. It doesn't bother me. So again, I'll show you natural lighting, but I definitely like that. Okay, so before we cut into swatches and do the wear test, for those that are here to discuss the topic of the day, which is the child tax credit that the Biden administration is set to release in July of 2021. So there's basically 5 or 6 things that you need to know about this. So the first thing I'd say, definitely talk to your CPA. I am not a licensed CPA. I work in the finance and insurance industry, but I do work directly with my client CPAs so that way I can give them the best information possible. So everyone's situation is different, so I definitely recommend if you have any questions, you're not sure, definitely just meet with your CPA. So the second thing that I would say for the child tax credit is, when is this tax credit? So it's the start end. So it's supposed to start in July of 2021, particularly on the 15th of the month, and go all the way through the end of the year. So it's a 6-month tax credit that's supposed to hit your bank account from July through December of 2021. So the third thing that you're probably wondering about the child tax credit is, how much is it? So if you have children that are 6 years old or under, it's supposed to be $300 per month. And for children above the age of 6, so 7, all the way up to 17, it is supposed to be $250 a month. So $50 discretion depending on how old your kids are. And this is supposed to hit your bank account for each child that you do have under the age of 18. So the fourth fact I would say you probably are wondering is, who is actually eligible for this tax credit? Much like all government and tax programs, they typically are based off of your income, which is how this tax credit is based as well. So the first tier is, if you are single, it is if you make $75,000 annually or less. So the next category would be if you're married. What's interesting, there's no difference between if you're single or married. So if you're married, it is if you have an income bracket of $150,000 or less. So $75,000 or less for single, $150,000 or less if you are married. The last category is if you are considered head of household. So for head of household to receive this tax credit, your income has to be $112,000 or less. So the fifth and final fact, I guess you could say, about the child tax credit is that there's always discrepancies, nuances, things that can affect whether or not you will receive this tax credit. So especially if you've had a change in income from 2020 to 2021, if you recently became divorced, adopted children, things of that nature, it's even more of a reason to discuss this with your CPA, because there are always situations that could affect whether or not you may receive the tax credit. So I hope those 5 facts about this credit were helpful to you, and let's get back into the video. And next we are going to go into swatches. Okay, it is swatch time. So first up, this first swatch here is the Danessa Myricks Dew Wet Balm in the shade Clear. Next, we have the Alf Glassy Balm in the Electric Mood collection. Next up, we have the highlighter shade in the Electric Mood 4-pan collection. I know it's probably a little hard to see here, but I would definitely say that this highlighter here has a little bit more of a base, a white base to it, so it's not going to be quite as glassy as the other two, since you can see just a little bit more of that sheen in that first shade. Next up, we have the 2 blush shades and the bronzer in the quad. Last up, we have the lippy that we tested out just a little bit ago. So that's how these all look, and hopefully that was helpful for you. Alright, let's get back to the video. So I just wanted to pop on really quick and show you guys these swatches in natural daylight. We don't have a lot of sunshine in Michigan at the moment, but real quick before the car comes, first up, Danessa Myricks. Next up was the separate Glassy Balm, and then the third highlighter swatch is the one in the quad. Hey guys, so it's the end of the day. My makeup has been on for almost 9 hours now, and you can definitely see some of the oils starting to peek through, but you know me, I love glassy, glowy skin, so that really does not bother me. As far as each side, I cannot, you guys are going to have to let me know. Can you tell a difference between the 2 highlighters, the Danessa Myricks side versus the Elf Balm and this new Electric Mood collection? I am pleasantly surprised, and we got a bronzer that is not orange, so for those of you who have a cool pink undertone like me, I think you're absolutely going to love that new quad, as well as the new Glassy Balm highlighter that is sold separately. Now, for those of you who have made it this far in the video, go ahead and tag Monetary Makeup, all one word, down in the comments, and let me know which topics you would like me to cover next, as well as what other makeup you would like me to try. I have a background in finance, but I'm just a regular person that decided to turn the camera on to help you guys out and talk to other makeup lovers in the world. So that is it. Hope you guys have a great day or night, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!